Tami must be kept away from sharp objects, like woodchippers. I am Melton, son of a carpenter. A daddy carpenter, worked on skyscrapers. Mom, Mary Ann. I'm the son of a carpenter. I get to make parables. This is one of them. In the Tami and the Woodchipper video and audio and graphic art series. And Tami is on his way home, and something happens after work. Remember, Tami stuck his right arm in the woodchipper because he was brown-nosed, and he was told to by his superior, Wu, of the Chinese streets. And as the left arm saw the right arm go into the woodchipper, the left arm jumped off. So Tami is left with no arms at all. And something happened on his way home from work on his unicycle. And Rhea, who made it home and got that call, rushes to the hospital. And she's told where to go to find Tami. And she gets in the room, and he's surrounded by some doctors and nurses, and he says, Rhea, help. Tell them I'm not suicidal. And Rhea doesn't know what to make of it until they explain, or at least Tami explains. He tries to, and they don't understand it, but Rhea does. He was on his unicycle, rolling from work. He got a promotion after the woodchipper incident. They like brown nosers. They like obedient folks. And he was rolling on that unicycle. And Wu, no, Chi, the no-legged man, got no legs the same way. In a wheelchair, he got a promotion too for the woodchipper accident or incident. And he's there, still staging events. That's what the streets, the unseen business do on the street there. And it's a big one. He's got a whole lot of people out on the streets. The tree huggers are there. A whole lot of them. Hot blonde and angry brunette tree huggers. And so, of course, Chi is having them cut down trees in front of these activists. Part of the staged events, you will notice that there aren't a lot of folks with those fake activist stories in LA. Aren't a lot of them marching with signs that say check and post and fight. That's the real world. They are part of what my little symbolic series about Tami and Chi do. Yeah, they fake stuff for the news and all of that. Yeah, they dabble in some real stuff, but 424-229-4140, make a video if you hijack, call to me, John Melton Brady. I've been asking for it. 9/11, Flight 93 checks for over 8 years, and I have yet to get one. Yes, I'm the guy with the STIGMATA eyes. Medical research being passed by with all of that. Kick Medical can reach me by phone. LAC, USC can as well. Ask them how they do that. And check and post in front of them. 424-229-4140. Yeah, I go to the clinics and all of that. But Tommy explains he was rolling on his unicycle, and one of the stage events from the past is they don't put a lot of ramps in LA, Los Angeles. He's rolling somewhere in Los Angeles, and they don't have ramps on the streets. In this very politically correct California and Los Angeles, those tree huggers aren't concerned about that. They're concerned about the damn trees. And I'll show you this one. Tommy doesn't see that it doesn't have a ramp. He explains he hits the curb on his unicycle, and you guessed it, that unicycle don't work no more. Not only that, Tommy went a-tumbling down the sidewalk and right into this big pile of what they had been cutting up in front of those tree huggers. And you guessed it, one of the big guys there doing the work, the guys cut it off the trees, the other guys feed it into the wood chipper, picked Tommy up, and Tommy had kind of been knocked out. He woke up and started screaming, "Don't put me in the wood chipper, don't put me in the wood chipper." And he had some cops nearby. They thought he was trying to commit suicide by having to feed him into a wood chipper, and they sent him to the hospital. And that's where we are now. And the doctor, he talks to Rhea, and he agrees to release him, to let him go home. But he says, you keep him away from any wood chippers. I've looked at his file. You know, his medical records. You keep him away from wood chippers. And that's a good idea. Tommy goes home with Rhea, and this is the end. I bet it's getting kind of long. But next time you see those activists, 7.5, bitching about one thing or another, or even some contrived stuff. Yeah, the guy with Russian eyebrows is in bed with the Russians, the Ruskies. Go figure. When you see that, ask them. Check and post in front of them. And I look like a hippie. I gotta get shaved tomorrow. Ask them, what do you know about this? 424-229-4140. The man's been asking for World Trade Center Flight 93 checks, 9/11 Flight 93 checks for over 8 years and has yet to get one. Why aren't you marching about that? Come see me at Whitwell Travel, showing the perfect place to build Jesus' house here on earth. I'm easy to talk to. Look for the guy with the hat and the imagery on him and his wheelchair. And show me, tell me, where's that perfect place? What will inspire the future to greatness with Jesus' immaculate house? Here.